Hello. As we have seen in the previous two sessions, we have tried to understand what exactly mean by the sampling and even the sampling theorem statement, different sampling rates, and how we are going to sketch the spectrums after the signal is sampled. Now let us try to understand how to draw the spectrum for different signals after the signals are sampled. And maybe let me take x of t as a signal. X of t is a signal which is equal to x of t is a signal which is equal to 1 plus cos 2 pi 100 t. This is my signal which is sampled at a rate of 500 samples per second. 500 samples per second. 500 samples per second. Let us consider. Now the continuous time signal is given and the sampling rate is given, and let us try to determine the spectrum of x of t. Sketch the spectrum of x of t. And second, let us determine the Nyquist rate. C, check whether aliasing taking place or not. And D, sketch the sampled spectrum. Sketch the sampled spectrum. Now E, specify cutoff frequency and gain of LPF, which is used to reconstruct the original signal. Now the solution for this, the continuous signal is given and the sampling rate is given, and let us try to understand how to sketch the spectrum of this x of t, and previous videos based on the Nyquist rate, whether it is aliasing taking place or not in the process of sampling, and we can sketch the spectrum after the signal is sampled, and we can also determine the cutoff frequency and gain of the low pass filter by which a signal can be reconstructed. So solution for this is if I say sketch x of t, the signal is given x of t is equal to 1 plus cos 2 pi 100 t. Then if I take the Fourier transform, because in order to sketch the spectrum for a signal, we need to convert it into the frequency domain. X of f will becomes Fourier transform for 1 will becomes del of f, and Fourier transform for cos function amplitude divided by 2 1 by 2, and del of f minus 100 plus del of f plus 100. So this is the Fourier transform for a given signal. So how do you sketch this? X of f can be sketched as the amplitude, this del of f, the amplitude at origin is 1, and another signal, another impulse function with the amplitude of 1 by 2 at 100, another signal with an amplitude of 1 by 2 at minus 100. So this is x of f, this is x of f. Solution for A. This is the solution for A. And solution for B, determine the Nyquist rate. We will say determine the Nyquist rate in the sense, what is Nyquist rate? Minimum sampling rate is the Nyquist rate as per our discussion. So for this particular thing, like sampling rate is given 1 by Ts is given as 500 samples per second, and omega value, if you look at the signal consists of single frequency as 100, omega is equal to 100 hertz, and Nyquist Nyquist state already we have seen 2 into omega. So 2 into omega is 100, will becomes 200. 200 edges at samples. So 1 by Ts is 500 samples per second, or Nyquist state 200 samples per second or edges. Now this 1 by Ts is greater than 2 into omega. 1 by Ts is greater than 2 into omega. So that's the reason no aliasing taking place, because 1 by Ts is greater than 2 omega. When alias takes place, in the sense, if 1 by Ts is less than 2 omega, then only aliasing effect will occur in the sampling process. So no aliasing take place. This is the solution for B. And similarly, Nyquist state B and C, I can say B and C. Sample spectrum. When I say sample spectrum, already I told you, based on our discussion, the Xg of f mathematical equation after the sampling, 1 by Ts summation n varies from minus infinite to plus infinite, del of f minus n by Ts. This can be elaborated as 1 by Ts into x of f plus 1 by Ts x of f minus 1 by Ts plus 1 by Ts x of f plus 1 by Ts, and it continues. Now already x of f is already we have drawn here, and based on this x of f we are going to draw the sample spectrum. So the spectrum looks like Xg of f looks like 0. For this term, when I said for this term, 1 by Ts into x of f is this, but we should multiply with 1 by Ts. So this 1 will becomes 500, this 1 by 2 will becomes 250. Now we have samples set origin with an amplitude of 500, and another sample at 100 with an amplitude of 250, and another sample at minus 100 with an amplitude of 250. So this is the spectrum for this 1 by Ts into x of f. Now plus 1 by Ts into x of f minus 1 by Ts. The same spectrum, this origin should be shifted towards right side by an amount of 1 by Ts. What is that 1 by Ts? 1 by Ts is equal to 500 samples per second. So origin becomes 500 here. Origin becomes 500. So at 500, this is 500 with an amplitude of 500, and this point will becomes origin plus 100 gives you this sample, and origin minus 100 will give you this sample. So 500 plus 100 will become 600 with the 250, and 400 with the 250. Similarly, negative side also will have the same analysis at minus 500 with an amplitude of 500, and at minus 400 with an amplitude of 250, and the amplitude of 250 minus 600. And next, this is for these two terms, and next term if I try to take it is 1 by Ts x of f minus 2 by Ts, if I say x of 2 by Ts. So say it as 2 by Ts, in the sense 1 by Ts is 500, 2 into 500 becomes 1000. So origin becomes at 1000 now. It looks like this. This is 500, 1000, and this will be 250, and this will be 250. This is at 900, this is at 1100. This is f. So it continues. If you take different values for this, it continues. This is the spectrum after sampling, or we call it as sampled spectrum. We call it as sampled spectrum. This is solution for E. And now the question E says we need to design a low pass filter which is used to get back the original spectrum from the sample spectrum. So we need to specify the cutoff frequency and the gain of the low pass filter by which we can get back this original spectrum. It's something like this. This is a sample spectrum, and we need to pass the signal through an ideal low pass filter in order to get this particular signal. Output is this and input is this. We need to design a system, a low pass filter with cutoff frequency. We need to determine the cutoff frequency and gain of the low pass filter. Now if you look at in the original spectrum, we have three components, one at 0 and second at 100 and third at minus 100 with an amplitude of 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 at minus 100 and plus 100 respectively. But whereas here in the sample spectrum you have infinite number of the samples to the negative frequency and to the positive frequency, and we required only this portion of the signal. So that's the reason we have to design a cutoff frequency. We need to design a low pass filter. We have to design a low pass filter with a cutoff frequency of 100, because maximum cutoff frequency for this particular signal is 100, and this is 100 and this is minus 100. And with this cutoff frequency omega naught 100 hertz, we are able to get only these particular signals, minus 100, plus 100, in between minus 100 to plus 100, one component at origin. We are able to get that particular signal. But the magnitudes, if you look at the magnitude of this particular spectrum, 1 and half and half. But whereas the magnitudes we have for here, it is 500 and 250 and 250. So this 500 should be converted as 1 and this 250 should be converted as half. So that is possible only if you try to design a low pass filter with a gain of 1 by 500. So if I say 1 by 500, this 500 into 1 by 500 will becomes 1. So that's the reason you will get the amplitude at x of f at 1, and this 250 into 1 by 500 will becomes 250 divided by 500 will becomes 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 will get. So we need to design a low pass filter with a cutoff frequency omega naught, and the gain of the low pass filter gain should be designed with 1 by 500. So then only we can reconstruct the original spectrum from the sample spectrum. So this is the way how we can sketch the spectrum after the signal is sampled and understanding. Even if you look at as it is not we are not coming across aliasing effect here. That's the reason there is no overlapping of frequencies in the spectrum. If you look at this, maybe there is, see, this is one the sample and this is another sample. So there is a gap, there is no overlapping of frequencies. We are getting the guard bands, the guard band in the sense the range of frequency over which no information is getting transmitted. So we can clearly understand when a signal is sampled with oversampling rate, that's the reason we got these guard bands in between the pulses. So even if at all, if the signal is sampled with aliasing effect, the signal is sampled with the minimum sampling rate, there would have been overlapping of frequencies here in the sample spectrum, but here it is sampled with oversampling rate, though there is no overlapping taking place in the sample spectrum. So in this way we can try to determine the spectrum before sampling, and we can also determine the Nyquist rate, and similarly we can check whether aliasing taking place or not, and even we can sketch the amplitude, we can sketch the spectrum, sample spectrum, whether before sampling and after sampling, and even we can design a low pass filter by which the original spectrum can be reconstructed from the sample spectrum. And here in this particular case, the filter has to be designed with a cutoff frequency of 100 hertz and with a gain of 1 by 500, then only this magnitudes 500 and 250 will be converted as 1 and half, and this only we need to get this minus 100 to plus 100. That's the reason we need to design a low pass filter with 100 cutoff frequency, highest cutoff frequency is 100, so that we can reconstruct this particular signal from the sample spectrum. So this is the way how a sampling theorem can be defined, and what exactly mean by the sampling, and what are the different sampling rates, and how to sketch the spectrum before sampling and after sampling with a simple example and a simple problem. I am trying to explain you and how to determine all these parameters for a particular signal. Thank you.